Welcome to Millionaire Mindset, where we give you ways and advice to achieve financial freedom. Today we will talk about 10 habits that poor people need to give up. These habits are highly toxic and hinder you to road of success. So be sure to watch until the end, because one of these items might be one of your habits. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Number 1. Wasting a lot of time on social media. Social media is a powerful tool for business and creating social trends. We've seen products sell out in hours just because a celebrity featured it on their page. News spreads like wildfire on social platforms such as Facebook and Instagram. But social media can become a toxic habit when done wrong. And more often than not, that is the case. On average, we spend 3 hours and 15 minutes on our phones. It doesn't include another hour spent watching TV and another on your laptop. That adds up to a wasted 5 hours of your daily 24-hour time limit. And the worst part about social media is that it can be depressing because you can't live the lifestyle your friends live. So, broke people will create this fake image to keep up with their social media friends. Now you can see how it can be a toxic habit, right? That is why you should ensure that you work with a budget. Specify an amount for entertainment and don't go beyond that limit. Learn to say no to social events and experiences. Do not fear losing friends because you said no to an impulsive vacation. Those who value you will respect your decision without question. Number 2. Credit cards purchases. According to the Experian Consumer Credit Review in 2019, an average American has up to 4 different credit cards. The most adamant credit card user is the lower income earners, followed closely by the middle income earners who mostly use this money to settle basic needs such as electricity or gas in their homes. Credit cards make people very powerful for the time being. Because they can buy anything they want, it is the beginning of a string of other expenses and purchases. To avoid such traps, set your monthly budget in advance. It will help with curbing overspending. It helps maintain a low debt-to-credit ratio, which will ensure that you don't max out your credit card. Also, make timely payments of your credit debt to avoid an accrued interest rate. In short, always be responsible about how you handle your credit cards. Number 3. Cut off toxic people from your life. Check the people you surround yourself with and categorize them either into 2 groups of good and bad or toxic influencers. We know it's weird to do this. It's difficult to cut off old-time buddies, but just think this is a step in the right direction. The truth is that if we mingle with people without standards, we will also end up losing our standards. We tend to copy the personalities of people we spend the most time with. You can't dream of success and surround yourself with unsuccessful people. So if you really want to be successful, do the right thing and cut the people that pull you down. Number 4. Relying entirely on motivation rather than discipline. Don't get us wrong. Motivation is essential in achieving our goals. It means a desire or a need. But we must know that it's not a constant feeling. That is why when you lack motivation, that is where discipline must come in and save you. As Robert KIYOSAKI said, self-discipline is the number 1 delineating factor between the rich, the middle class, and the poor. Wealthy people will not wait for motivation to come in. They're disciplined enough to do what is necessary at that moment to ensure that they reach their goal. Number 5. Always looking for someone to blame. Don't lie, we're all guilty of this. We blame everything but ourselves. We must take responsibility for our actions and account for our mishaps. Because if we always blame others, we will think that we didn't do anything wrong, hindering ourselves from becoming better. Giving up the victim mentality will free you of the assumption that someone will save you. Welcome to the adult world. You are on your own. No one will hold your hand when you cross the street. You need to create your own path now. Number 6. Give up your need of doing everything. We're sure you find yourself in a situation where you're overwhelmed with various tasks. We tend to take over other people's tasks just because we think we can do it better. Overwhelming ourselves with endless tasks that we couldn't complete in time will cost us significantly. You can master the art of focusing on things that were within your control by realizing that you cannot change what's out of your control. Once you're able to identify what's within your power and what's not, you'll be able to prioritize better and get better results. Number 7. Give up multitasking. Related to our previous item is that you should give up multitasking. Multitasking seems like a faster way to get tasks done, but we end up delivering less than expected in most instances. We set the mind to process and focus on one task at a time. Let the computers do the multitasking. They're created for that purpose. Being fully present and involved in one task is indispensable and has proved the best remedy towards success. Number 8. Give up the short-term mindset. We often find ourselves trapped in a trance of the YOLO mentality, where we do things just for the sake of living. Wealthy people plan out their time and money. That is why they develop a unique sense of mentality. But broke people always tend to live in the moment. If you want results, you better plan and work for the cause. Nothing comes easy. If you're smart, you'd think it best to give up the short-term mindset because it takes a lot to achieve success. Number 9. Procrastination. Procrastination is probably the hardest habit to get out of. When you start your day by procrastinating, you don't have enough time to finish everything on your to-do list. Then, you push it to a later date or time, and you eventually end up with a stack so high of undone tasks you have no idea what to do with it. Then you started suffering from anxiety and later on, depression. We can all relate, right? Procrastination can also cost you money in the sense that you feel the urge to spend on credit or push paying bills until a later day. Before you know it, you are drowning in debt and living from paycheck to paycheck, struggling to settle those outstanding bills, which most likely have accumulated fines. The way to get out of this is straightforward yet not easy. The first thing that you need to do is to realize that you're struggling with this habit. And with that comes acceptance and a conviction to do better. Realize that there is no better time than now to get things done and secure your finances. When you do that, the next thing is to find ways to keep up with long-term investments, savings, and an emergency fund. It's hard to keep track of all of this, which is why it's simpler to use app tools or even direct cuts straight out of your paycheck. With that, you're sure on your way out of poverty. Number 10. Commit to things that only support your goals. Being a yes man can make us feel better about ourselves. We feel like a superhero. But the truth is that often these things don't drive us closer to our goal. Everybody will need your helping hand at one point, but make well thought out choices. Sometimes a mere yes might enslave and deviate you from your goal without you realizing it until it's too late. Be helpful to others, but don't be a pushover. The difference between a successful and unsuccessful person is the importance of their choices. Bear in mind, the choices we've made in life are what have brought us to who we are today. To be successful, we must understand the great sacrifice that comes with it, and also must be able to know when to say yes, or else suffer the consequences of our decisions. That's our list for today. We hope you like that one. Share with us your experience in getting out of these habits. We love to hear about them. Join us again in Millionaire Mindset for another round of tips in achieving your financial freedom. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.